Let's dismantle the Department of Education because we spend the most per student and we have the worst results. First of all, no, we don't spend the most per student and we don't have the worst results. Let's go over a very common argument. These people are just repeating politicians. They aren't citing any sources, so let's get into it a little deeper than they would even if they happen to spend 45 seconds on Google. I always assume that they're talking about the PISA, because that's what comes up when you Google. And it's the most widely cited. In the latest one, the United States ranked 18th. First of all, the US is far more racially, culturally, and economically diverse than most countries that outperform us on the PISA. Our schools are also linked to racial and socioeconomic segregation, and that plays a huge role in our country's patchy performance. Fraz, we don't have segregation. Yes, the fuck we do. Google is still free, folks, but you can read a freaking book, all right? Anyways, that is not the whole reason that other countries outperform us, believe it or not. So if you really want to move us up the ranks, we need a whole ass cultural shift. So let's check out a country that consistently smokes us. Finland. In the 60s and 70s, Finland was like, oh shit, we need to fix our education system because we need an educated workforce. Capitalism, of course. It took decades, but the overhaul worked really, really well. First, they introduced a unified 9-year free and mandatory education model for all children ages 7 to 16. Higher education, free. Their system is actually insanely incredible, and I could go on for hours, but I won't. I already have on the podcast. But okay, then the next thing they did, teaching became a master's degree profession that focused on research and expertise, and teachers were given autonomy in their field as highly trained professionals so they could design curriculum specifically for their students and their specific needs. In the 80s, schools there were also funded equally then. So like since then, no matter what neighborhood students are in, schools are the same. They're consistent in quality. They also provide service like free meals, healthcare, counseling, and special education within school. Yes, I said healthcare, not like the 2-day-a-week nurse situation that we maybe get. I was at schools that never had nurses. These kids get preventative care and medicine and screenings and mental health and freaking dental and vaccines in schools. Early childhood education also emphasizes play-based learning to develop social and thinking skills. School days are shorter, students have less homework, they have a more balanced lifestyle. Then schools were given more autonomy and standardized testing was basically eliminated, and Finland made 1 year of preschool education free and mandatory for all children. So preschool there was age 6. By 2002, Finland was at the top of the PISA assessment. Their system achieved high academic performance while having small achievement gaps between different groups of students. That's huge. They freaking crushed us. And they weren't starting kids in highly academic preschools at age 3. They weren't doing standardized testing. They smoked us. In 2020, Finland started offering 2 years of free preschool. So that's now kids 5 through 16 go for free there. And then higher education is free. And this overhaul was not about pumping money into a system. It was a focus on equity, respect for teachers, and those teachers were provided rigorous training and professional trust. And the system prioritized student well-being and critical thinking skills over rote memorization or teaching to tests, because that's what a lot of these high-performing schools in the United States are doing, whether through tutors or standardized testing companies' programs or explicitly teaching students from the freaking standardized test on your lap. Yes, people do that. That's how a lot of these schools are getting their rankings up, not by building critical thinking skills or teaching problem solving or fostering a deep understanding of concepts. Finland has a national curriculum. We tried to teach kids number sense through Common Core, and the rollout was shit because we don't have enough federal oversight or control over curriculum or support for teachers. And now we have a bunch of parents taking their kids home at night, teaching them the right way to do math and telling kids their teachers are wrong. There's a broader culture of fostering distrust in the education system, and kids are confused as hell. We need a cultural overhaul. If school funding is tied to property taxes, public education is being weakened by funneling tax dollars into religious private schools, and our politicians are getting on TV and stage and Twitter screaming lies about how teachers are abusing children. I don't know. I think we should start there, because eliminating the Department of Education does nothing to address the issues. It just shifts responsibility to the states that are unable or unwilling to fill the gaps. So tell them that next time they say that to you.